Well, it seems like the issues between 50 Cent and Big Meech still have not been resolved. This after 50 Cent went to social media and gave everyone a heads up that this would be the last season of BMF. And of course, 50 had to get his jokes in when he posted this meme about Big Meech.
Big Meech has officially fired back at 50 Cent, this time with direct accusations aimed at how 50 allegedly influenced his son, Lil Meech. According to emerging reports, Meech believes 50 manipulated Lil Meech and strategically turned him away from his family support system.
He had a whole beef with Lil Meech because Lil Meech is Big Meech from BMF's son, his real son. While Big Meech was in jail, he had Lil Meech play his father, Big Meech, in his show, BMF. And then recently, he's fallen out with Big Meech because Big Meech got close with Rick Ross because Rick Ross had that song, BMF, Blowing Money Fast. Big Meech is known for big parties and shit because he has drug money and he's dealing with big parties. He got out of jail recently, Big Meech. He was going to throw a party, his coming home party. And he had on the lineup every rapper, Little Baby, all these rappers, and also Rick Ross. And he did a promo video with Rick Ross. I did 50 Cent get mad because the Rick Ross. He's like, why are you teaming up with Rick Ross? If I put your son on an acting and I put your son on, I made a whole show about your life, like, why are you betraying me, basically? You know, I have beef with Rick Ross. Why would you work with Rick Ross? I'm pretty sure Big Meech just saw it as like, how am I gonna throw a BMF party without the guy that has the song BMF? But 50 Cent called Big Meech a snitch. What happened? Big Meech had to cancel the party. I think it was on last Thursday. He canceled the party the day of. The concert got canceled. People had flights booked. Everyone was there. Little Baby's gonna perform. They canceled it. Rick Ross had to announce.
With tensions escalating quickly, it's clear this fallout is far from over and increasingly volatile. As widely known, the relationship between 50 Cent and Big Meech hit a wall following Meech's release from prison, especially after his public collaboration with Rick Ross. That moment alone created major waves in the entertainment industry and strengthened opposing alliances. Now, Lil Meech has found himself caught directly in the middle, and the consequences are becoming visible to everyone watching closely. Initially, Lil Meech publicly aligned himself with 50 Cent, expressing unwavering loyalty and trust. However, that has changed dramatically. Recent moves strongly indicate that both father and son are now siding with Rick Ross, sending a deliberate message about where their allegiance lies moving forward and potentially reshaping public perception of their unity. What pushed this over the edge? Reports allege that 50 Cent took direct shots at Big Meech's parenting style and influence. He criticized Meech for being a negative factor, specifically accusing him of encouraging Lil Meech's reckless lifestyle choices and substance-related habits over time, further intensifying existing tensions between the camps involved.
Yeah. So look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small-budget series. Now it's time to do a big-budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino. It's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big. I can feel it. I'm just talking.
The Flannery father-son duo are rumored to be planning their own media move. Word is, they're teaming up with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather to launch a competing version of the BMF series, potentially aiming to rival 50 Cent's existing show while reclaiming control of their narrative completely. According to fans and insiders, this situation may not unfold the way Big Meech and his son anticipate. Growing speculation suggests they could end up exploited or sidelined, especially by high-profile names like Floyd Mayweather and Rick Ross, who reportedly carry their own strategic agendas and powerful financial motivations behind the scenes. So, what exactly is Big Meech planning next to fire back at 50 Cent? Let's break down the full situation in detail. Big Meech is officially pushing back, determined not to let 50 Cent continue using his name without challenge. After 50 fired off shots questioning Meech's parenting and implying he was a negative influence on Lil Meech, the Black Mafia family figurehead appears poised for serious payback. The tension exploded after 50 Cent publicly cut ties with Lil Meech and started hinting that the BMF series could be nearing its end. In response, Lil Meech quickly attempted to patch things up, reportedly contacting 50 directly and trying to stay on good terms. He clarified that the viral photo of Big Meech with Rick Ross, which triggered this drama, was strictly a business move rather than a personal alliance. Lil Meech's message stated, F Ross. But he gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts. This internet stuff is throwing me off, man. You know me in real life. The statement aimed to smooth tensions and reinforce professional loyalty during the escalating conflict between both camps. But 50 Cent wasn't interested in the explanation. He fired back coldly, reportedly replying, "What next season, little ninja?" suggesting Lil Meech's role in BMF was officially over.
What's the best memory of 50 Cent?
Best memory of 50 Cent? Ever since I met 50 Cent, he's always been stand-up and probably the most truthful person I've ever met. Just being with him everywhere, seeing nice things all the time since I was born, so I always knew that he was doing something. I mean, I don't know, it could have been anything, so it's just, I had a fun childhood, crazy childhood.
In a follow-up jab, 50 even mocked Lil Meech's future, joking that since his spot on BMF was done, his next appearance might be on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This escalated the drama even further. 50 Cent added another layer to the controversy, stating, "I'll give Mona Scott a call for him later today." But he didn't stop there. He circled right back to Big Meech and Rick Ross, now publicly calling their parenting and mentorship skills into serious question. He pulled up old footage showing Lil Meech with Ross's daughter, Toya Roberts, from when they were reportedly linked. 50 used that throwback clip as ammunition in the ongoing feud. Using the vintage footage, 50 took aim once again, this time attempting to frame both Meech and Ross as examples of failed mentorship and questionable guidance within the culture. The shots weren't just about TV contracts or social media posts. This was personal, calculated, and strategically aimed to sting as hard as possible. And so on. The rest of your text follows the same cleaned-up structure with proper punctuation, quotes, commas, periods, and capitalizations corrected.
I was still trying to find myself. My dad was calling me from jail every day. He was like, "Man, what you gonna do?" Like, shit, I don't know. I always knew I wanted to be my own person. It's just hard, to live up to my dad's name. And he called me one day, he's like, "Man, they looking at Terrence Howard and Nipsey Hussle, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to play me, but you gotta go to acting class so you can get ready." So I met 50. 50 put me in acting classes for 2 years in LA. Invested in me, paid for the acting classes. I had to go every day, 2 times a day, 5 days a week. In the morning, in the afternoon, come back home, study again, do the same thing the next day.
Wow, and a ball player.
Yeah, but I put in the work though, and it showed me that 50 couldn't get me the job. I had to get myself the job. My dad couldn't get me the job. They would have hired somebody else that already had acting experience. I had no experience. So I was coming from...
Boozy added that if he were in the same situation, the response would have been far more aggressive. His perspective was simple. Once someone disrespects a parent or mentor publicly, the tone changes immediately. No matter what kind of business relationship exists or how long it has lasted, this bold statement drew mixed reactions but still resonated with many longtime fans of the culture. 50 Cent didn't stay silent. In direct response to Boozy's comments, he doubled down on his position, making it clear where he stood and why. He claimed that he's done more for Lil Meech than anyone else, Big Meech included, and wasn't afraid to repeat that claim publicly. In a sharp clapback, 50 reposted a clip of Boozy's interview with a caption that read, "I did more for Meech than anyone in his life, Boozy. That's why he responded like that. If he ever gets locked up, I'm the first person he calls." According to 50, every time Lil Meech found himself in trouble, he was the one stepping in to help, including moments the public never saw or even suspected. One of those moments, 50 revealed, was quietly covering rehab expenses when he allegedly found out that Lil Meech was using whippets, also known as laughing gas. This revelation shocked fans and gave the feud yet another layer of unexpected drama, showing just how deep the behind-the-scenes tensions and interventions actually ran. In another Instagram post, 50 Cent laid out his full side of the unfolding story, presenting a detailed account that pulled back the curtain even further. He claimed the real reason for the tension with Big Meech wasn't simply the Rick Ross photo. It was rooted in jealousy and lingering resentment. According to 50, Big Meech reportedly disliked how close he had become with Lil Meech during the years of incarceration, feeling his influence shift. 50 explained, "I thought about it. I think he was uncomfortable with me and Meech's relationship. I'm telling Meech, don't do this. He's telling him what he used to do, like it's cool. I told Meech, stop spending all your money. I told him how much he blew." These comments painted a sharp contrast between guidance and nostalgia, sparking intense debate online about who truly had Lil Meech's best interest at heart. Then came the revelation that raised even more eyebrows and intensified the public conversation. 50 said he had to step in personally after actor Russell Hornsby noticed that Lil Meech was visibly under the influence on set during production. According to 50, during a weapons training session, Meech began vomiting, later revealing he had whippets stored in his truck.
He was able to do it because, like financially, I was supporting the idea, and I believe you could do it. He had moved to California and was working with acting coaches, and his dad didn't know that he was actually doing that.
And 50 even admitted he had to ask what whippets were and was shocked to learn it was the same substance found in compressed air canisters used for inhalant highs. Despite all of this, 50 claimed that instead of falling back or reflecting, both Big Meech and Lil Meech are now doubling down and even making bold public moves that appear to be aimed directly at him. The fallout isn't just personal. It's strategic, calculated, and clearly escalating with every passing day. This revelation deepened the perception of a genuine power struggle unfolding in real time. Big Meech and Lil Meech are now visibly aligning themselves with Rick Ross, the very same Rick Ross that Lil Meech had only recently distanced himself from in a message to 50 Cent. At that time, he claimed it was strictly business, but the new actions seemed to tell an entirely different story, sparking speculation about shifting alliances. In a move that raised eyebrows across the industry, the father-son duo appeared in Miami alongside Rick Ross and boxing legend Floyd Mayweather, another longtime rival of 50 Cent. To make the message even clearer and intensify the optics, Lil Meech posted photos with both Ross and Mayweather captioned, "With real power." This was not so subtle, a direct jab referencing 50 Cent's hit TV series Power, signaling a public statement designed to sting and provoke conversation. Just days later, Lil Meech posted another cryptic image to Instagram, sparking an immediate wave of speculation across the industry. This time it showed both him and Big Meech standing shoulder to shoulder with Floyd Mayweather. The only caption, a single shushing face emoji, implying that something major could be developing behind the scenes and signaling to followers that a significant announcement might be on the horizon. Now, speculation is swirling harder than ever. Multiple outlets are reporting that Big Meech and Lil Meech could be entering a major business partnership with Mayweather and Ross. Though still unconfirmed, the buzz suggests they may be developing a new project, possibly a show or film centered around the Black Mafia family brand. If accurate, this would directly compete with 50 Cent's existing BMF series currently airing on Stars, potentially creating a head-to-head showdown in the entertainment market.